So yeah, it's been a couple years. I've actually been kind of contemplating over the past little while of trying to get back into making some videos. But before I actually do that, I am gonna make some videos, but I feel like I kind of owe everybody an explanation as far as what's been going on, reason why I've kind of been absent for the past 2 or 3 years. So most of y'all know that a few years ago I started my own small business. Now I was a government contractor, and then I kind of did this stuff on the side, but then I actually went full blown just small business, left my government contracting job. Over the past few years, I did go back to contracting for about 9 months or so, but it was kind of in the middle and it was in conjunction with doing the small business stuff. Really over the past couple of years, I've just been learning a lot of the business stuff, and I kind of feel the pain of what a lot of small business owners go through, and that's the struggle of trying to figure out what they can do that's profitable versus learning what's not profitable, learning how to say no to things, and just kind of pursuing those things that are actually going to help your business rather than just make you work for less than minimum wage, if if uh, if not at worst. But so really, mostly the past year and a half, as I kind of got into the groove of things, I learned, I'd started taking on jobs that were very profitable, the bulk order type stuff for cutting boards and working for some of the military organizations doing retirement stuff, shadow boxes and whatnot. Try to post a few pictures up here. But I found a few clients where I was actually doing bulk orders and stuff, and I was just so busy in there. But I felt like this would be a good project to film, like how I optimize production for stuff like that. But I just never had the time to set up and do that stuff. I was just so busy. But I kind of got in a groove, so I think I've figured out a way to actually start filming stuff again in conjunction with actually finishing projects and trying to make a profit. Like I said, most of those projects were cutting boards, shadow boxes, plaques, stuff like that, and some of the laser engraving stuff, like doing like tumblers and for businesses on the side. One of the biggest things I want to talk about in this is just a couple of weeks ago, I got married. So we had actually been together, my wife and I, for a few years. We finally got married. We just got back 4 or 5 days ago off our honeymoon. It was total blast. Hopefully I could talk her into getting in some videos. And we got a dog too, so we got a full fur family also. Things going forward, I don't want to draw this video out because I really want to get this out there so I can actually get myself going on this stuff. My thoughts are I'm going to try to film more projects, actually doing stuff, more of the production stuff. The one-off stuff is always fun to film just because it's, I learn stuff as I'm working through those projects. But the production stuff, I have a lot of friends who are military or retired military, and when they get out, they want to kind of get away from that stuff, and they want to learn how to actually produce stuff that's profitable. And that's where I struggled with is, number one, you're going to get approached by people wanting something for nothing. You got to learn to say no. Number two is finding out how to optimize things and actually calculate the real world expenses of stuff when considering overhead, supplies, all that stuff. So I figure I'd probably start a series of videos on those, talking with some of them, maybe podcast style, to talk about, hey, what are the things that a lot of small business owners that first year or two don't consider that actually costs them money. So when they actually look at their numbers, what they think they're making in profit, they actually aren't. And that's where I ran into problems. So I figured I'd kind of touch on that, do kind of like a lessons learned type thing from starting out to where I am now. I don't have it all figured out, but I think I can provide a little bit of insight there. And then, like I would like to do like I did in the past where I did kind of some of the one-off projects, but more so on how I actually do like big batch. So for example, I did recently a batch of, I'll find a picture and post it up here somewhere, of 100 cutting boards, custom cutting boards that had like 30 strips in each one for a real estate agency. That's where things become profitable because you batch stuff out. But anyways, I don't want to draw this out. I just want to say, hey, I'm trying to come back and actually start publishing content again. And I think I'm at a point now where I can actually make that happen. So hopefully I can talk ad nauseum about this stuff, some of the stuff I talked about just a few minutes ago in future videos, and just kind of bear with me and we'll go from there. Catch you later.